Whitney is here. Farmers Market tonight. Downtown, it starts at 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And, I got up this morning and I was going out and the birds, they were chirping. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I heard some birds. I'm like, hey, little guy, welcome back.
I noticed that. I don't know if it's because yesterday's rain and everything.
Well, no, it's spring now. They're back.
I know.
Spring is here.
They get up
They
early.
know. They have it on their calendar, I guess.
But, I'm sure the worms were coming out and they're like prime for the picking. The birds are back.
That's true. The
birds
frogs,
are back and they're like, whoa.
I have so many frogs in my
Usually
backyard.
when we come back here, there's not worms, but now there's worms.
Remember the worm
Your
moon
backyard's
last
littered
week?
with worms.
They call it the worm moon because the Native Americans, that's when all the worms would start coming to the surface on this big bright night of a moon.
Creepy.
And pretty cool. And so the worms are out, the birds are back. It's spring.
It's springtime.
And that means farmers market.
That's right.
The little pathway that we got leads up to our house. The worms are going crazy. they're like leaving the ground. Why would you leave the ground?
Well, put them in a bag and bring them in.
They need some air.
I'm going to take them fishing.
And they're just hanging out on the pavement until they die because they get dried out.
Or they get plucked.
Or stepped on by my son.
Or that.
And
or you put them in a bag and I take them fishing.
Hey.
The worms want to go fishing too.
Do dehydrated worms work?
No, they need to be alive.
I like to call it worm jerky. Does worm jerky work?
That sounds.
I bet you
probably exists somewhere.
I bet you there's not some artisan curated worm jerky for sale.
I'm sure it's somewhere, and I'm sure there's some article about the health benefits of dehydrated organic worms.
Yeah, because it's super. Well,
I'm surprised they're not.
It doesn't get any more organic than a worm,
You
right?
know, Jeff,
worm, literally.
What I really think you should do is you should gather these things up and open a booth at the farmers market. Because if you use the words organic and farm to table, you're good.
Farm to table, worm jerky.
Yeah.
And believe me, it would raise some eyebrows.
Yeah. I mean, and what's your hashtag? I don't remember what you said it was. Do you remember? You had a hashtag for the market. Uh-oh. I should have written it down.
You should have.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
These ideas, they come and go so fast.
Yeah. It was good, too.
What, for the market?
Yeah, you wanted to put it on a T-shirt. Shoot, I don't remember.
Oh, don't.
I don't listen to half the stuff you say. So.
It was some kind of market. It had a market term in it, right?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
We'll go back.
Anyways.
You know what's awesome?
You can go back.
This is why we do it. It's like my life is like Memento. So I was like, well, we need to start podcasting.
Yeah.
So I could go back and listen to the last few podcasts that you've been on with us.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh, that's where the hashtag is. I'll go, you know what?
You going to find it?
Not next week because you're not going to be with us. But week after, I will have that hashtag for you.
Perfect.
Where are you going to be next week?
We are doing the beautification awards for some downtown businesses that have either renovated or they're new. They're nominated, and then
how about a business that's been around for 13 years and very local and faithful to the community?
What are you talking about?
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
It's not a business.
It is a business. No. Sure, it is.
Have you renovated recently?
Yeah, we renovated. Look at this
Constantly
place.
You're not within the business improvement district.
I renovate it every few weeks.
Who were the winners? Who were some winners last year? So we can get an idea.
Moe's Barbecue, when they did their renovation,
that was super nice.
Yeah. Let's see who else. I was brand spanking new to the organization. This is actually my 1 year.
Do you have to
this
be
Friday?
Do you have to be?
Congratulations!
Thank you. I made
downtown?
it.
Do you have to be downtown?
Yeah, you have to be within the business improvement district.
We're not downtown.
No,
we're outside of downtown. Okay, so
we
don't.
Moe's. Anybody else?
I'm trying to think. It was a year ago, man. This was so Old Slow Barbecue.
They did that renovation with all the taps.
I can see that. Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, think how busy they're going to be with that new hotel going in and all this new stuff over on Santa Rosa and
the
Higuera.
Amazon store, maybe. I don't remember.
What is the Amazon thing?
Where's that at?
Will you tell me?
It's like a customer service hotspot. So you know how we all
because I see this door.
Amazon.
I see this door right next to Moe's.
Yeah.
And it says Amazon.
Yeah.
On it. And I think it's some kind of secret portal that will transport me to South Lake Union.
You have to be a Prime member to get access.
Yeah.
Use your Prime member code.
I could be totally wrong on this. It's not a public-facing office. From what I've gathered, I believe it is so they can better service people that are calling in from different time zones. So they're in a different time zone as, New York.
Wait, are you saying it's just like an office?
Yeah.
So why even put Amazon on the door?
Because all brand is good brand, right? You want your name out there.
Yeah, but it makes me curious.
I know, right?
I want to go in and see what they got for sale.
I wouldn't put Amazon on the door if I was Jeff Bezos because this is why. You get people like me bringing packages back there going, yeah, this is the wrong thing.
I bet that's happened.
Yeah, you're like, no.
I'm sure it happens all the time.
I'm a Prime member, man. You have to take it back.
Okay.
I don't understand the word no.
They're so nice at Amazon. They'll be like, okay, sir.
We'll sort it out.
Go ahead and give it to me.
This
I'll
is
figure
great.
out what to do with it.
I didn't even know there was what else is going on downtown? I got to get down there.
We have, I have a couple new businesses. Have you heard of Whitco Coffee?
No, what do they do?
They're in the creamery.
I saw their sign yesterday.
Yeah,
so I have heard of them.
You have heard of them.
Yes.
They partner with a sister company called Whitco Mixers, based out of Nashville, and they make coffee that is mixed with cocktail mixers and like little fancy. I know you're sneering at this.
No,
it's intriguing.
It's blowing my mind.
So you should check that out.
So it's a coffee cocktail?
Kinda, but there's no alcohol in it.
Oh, well, then
It's just like infused
they're not gonna
with the
last.
cocktail
So they
mixer.
mix.
Listen,
they mix.
That's not
in this
true.
town, if it doesn't have alcohol in it, it's tough.
No.
It's hard to make.
No, that's not
Then
true.
you
Look at
just
Scout
pop
Coffee. Scout Coffee's
Well, yeah, but
thriving.
that's a
Yeah, they're
coffee
killing
house.
it.
That's coffee.
No, but this is
They
a coffee
roast
house.
their own
This
coffee.
is coffee place with a twist.
Is this a coffee roaster? Do
It
they
is. Yeah, they roast their
okay.
own coffee.
And they make their own mixers.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a bar that
Oh no!
made
It's
old-fashioned coffees.
just trying to like
like
gimmicky
old-fashioned,
whatever.
whiskey drinks without
it's
whiskey
actually
in
pretty
them.
cool. I mean, in the creamery, I know a lot of people probably went to the creamery when it first got started, but there's a lot of like it's happening there, like with the cider bar with Spikes finished, with
I heard Spikes is
yoga.
going out of business.
What?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, so if you're giving them a beautification award tonight, you better rethink
Wait,
that.
what? I don't believe you.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm not kidding around.
Stop.
So I'm
Don't-
just saying. I'm just saying.
My little heart's gonna. No, I don't believe you.
So
Lies.
Whitney, seriously, this is not a joke.
Stop.
I'm serious. Like,
Stop it.
don't be upset.
okay, it's just a rumor.
You could buy a beer somewhere else.
Where am I gonna get like downtown Brown? I'm just kidding.
Isn't Downtown Brown the mascot?
Yeah, but there's also a beer called Downtown Brown.
Oh,
Oh,
There is.
I thought you meant that like that's where you and
Downtown Brown hang out.
DTB would go to stay on the down low.
Everyone needs a break.
let's get focused here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Where else
creamery
am I going to
is
get
a
downtown browned out?
It's a real, it is a real new cool part of San Luis Obispo. I still think a lot of people haven't been there and
With
seen
that
it.
little outdoor seating area.
Well, it's cool. It's like a
it's
huge
rad.
courtyard, and it's just, I don't know. It's like we need more of that downtown. I wish we could shut down some of the side streets, which I know people that are
I do that
downtown
ev- I do
probably
that
would
every
hate.
Thursday.
Yeah, you do. And no, but
Do a good job
permanently,
with
and,
it, too.
Thank you.
And they kind of did it in that new what they were calling the French District, and somebody was calling it that. But they did the one-way street
Who's your
over
news
to
source?
Higuera.
Garden Street,
Listen, I know people that know people that are important.
like me.
So, okay, so this
One-
coffee
one-
roaster, that sounds cool.
One little street is called the district.
The French District.
That's how San Luis rolls.
They had a French bakery and a French cheese place there.
Have you ever been
No.
on Google Maps
And I believe they're...
and looked
Yeah, they're
at the
no more.
different neighborhoods of San Luis Obispo? I don't know where Google Maps get their information.
There's one around you guys by the radio station. I've never heard of it, but I just saw it the other day.
Is it called Little Italy?
Yes.
Yes.
What is that all about?
Little
It's
Italy-
over by Sinsheimer, isn't it?
Little
It's a
Italy.
Shisham?
We're just a
Sinsheimer,
few
sorry.
blocks too south of the little Orchid's the cutoff for Little Italy.
Huh.
Yeah.
But it's where all those condos are. Apparently, in Italy, they have a lot of Scandinavian looking condos that sit up against the railroad tracks because that is Little Italy. And they have rental.
You're just hypothesizing. That's not actually why it's called that district.
No, I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
But look at that district and
Yeah.
tell me why it would be called Little Italy.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of like
There's a lot of weird things going on with San Luis Obispo. Maybe you should, your
do
friends
some
at
history.
the Downtown Association should do a podcast about
All right,
it.
you know what?
The rumors,
Listen.
the rumors and many districts of San
Dun,
Luis
dun,
Obispo
dun.
So now we're talking about Chinatown, Little Italy.
and district definition.
I'm the business improvement district. We
Whitney's
have
here
our zone.
from downtown SLO. She
So
normally talks
Toro's
about...
the business improvement district.
No.
No,
Business improvement district. It is like several blocks of downtown San Louis.
all of downtown.
All of downtown.
It's all of downtown. That's
I
the
mean,
business improvement district.
Everyone has
But
a
if you want to
different
go to the
definition.
French, what's it
District.
called? The French district. You have to go one block over to Garden Street.
In between Marsh and Higuera,
And we
apparently.
were having this discussion while we were in music. Then you could go to Chinatown, which is Palm Street.
Mhm.
And I've never been to a place before where these towns/districts/
What about Disneyland?
enclaves are one street. Even Disneyland has more than one
Okay,
street.
you guys are not going to start talking about
Frontierland.
Disneyland. You guys are Disneyland nerds.
Frontierland is its own land. Okay.
Okay, no, we're not
It's
doing.
not.
We're not
it's
going
not
there.
just. It's not just.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
It's not just one street, and then they're like, "Oh, let's call this the French district." That's that's not the French
It's an
district.
interesting time for San Luis Obispo because there's a lot of businesses that are packing up and leaving, that are closing their doors. We've heard in the news that the rent is expensive, but it's good to know that there's new businesses coming in.
Yeah.
And in different parts, because the typical just Higuera corridor and Marsh corridor and Monterey corridor, and those are 3 corridors, are now changing
All
into
different
these
lands.
little
They're all- the Monterey
Italys
land.
and Chinatowns and everything else.
Monterey Land, Higuera Land.
But there is new life, and I think it's important to remember. Like, I mean,
Change is good.
I was in retail business. My family was for 40 plus years, and like at some point, sometimes you just don't want to do it anymore. So it's not necessarily people are closing the doors.
Wait, you're
because,
from here. What retail? Do you want to talk about it? What retail business?
my family started Central Coast Surfboards.
No way.
Yeah.
See, we know Tom.
Tom Brubaker.
Yeah.
He's listening to this right now.
Yeah, he
Sometimes-
listens. He's a
yeah,
real
he
estate
does
agent
listen.
now.
Yep.
when he's
Yeah.
not surfing.
Hi, Tom.
I love Tom.
When he's not surfing or
Yeah.
snowboarding or something.
Wow,
Yeah.
your family did that. Oh,
Yeah.
I got to tell you a story off the air
Oh, no.
about something that I don't
Why
want.
your
I don't want to
family
bring back
hates
up.
Jeff and Jeremy.
Yeah, they don't like
Oh,
us.
great.
And it might be your dad. I don't know.
No, my dad loves you guys. He listens all the time.
Oh, he
He's
does?
not my
Oh,
dad.
okay.
There may have been a time.
He's not your dad?
No, I
Oh.
said he listens all the time.
Oh, I'm
it
sorry.
must not be my dad.
Oh, sorry. I thought
He's not my dad. What?
I thought some stepdaddy issues were coming up here. I was like, well,
I don't know what it is when you come in here. Things go everywhere.
I know.
I love
It's-
having you here, though. It's so much
gosh,
fun.
I
We don't
tell
get to. Here's the truth. We don't get to talk to girls very often.
That's what I tell my parents because I send the link to them and they're like, "What are you guys talking about?"
we just have to look at each other, and it's just like, God, it's just nice to talk to a girl every once in a while. Besides
welcome.
our wives, because they don't want to talk to us. They just
No.
they just nod and look out the window.
I
They
really want to
see
write
every
a
day.
book, The Many Districts of San Luis Obispo.
Wow.
I could sell that. I could sell that.
Do it, Jeff.
I'll make it with a worm jerky, an
And then you
worm
could-
jerky
Great.
cover.
And then you could have a table at farmers market, and you could sell it
Uh-huh.
with your worm jerky.
People be into it.
All right, let's get serious here. Let's just talk about farmers market
Sure.
real quick, because I know that if anybody listens for you, that's what they want to hear about.
I
so.
don't know how they find the information in between all of this, though.
You guys do a nice job every week of bringing something new, though. I mean,
We
there's,
try.
there's a lot of your favorites that are consistent, like Disneyland, right?
Heck yeah.
Like Frontierland. You know, when you go to Frontierland, you're
That was
going to
nice of
see.
you. Frontierland? The shooting range? I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
What else are we going
There's
to
a
see?
shooting range. Well, of
Do they
course,
sell
Big,
that
Big
mountain?
Thunder Mountain?
Yeah, the mountain with the train.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
inexplicable best Mexican restaurant I've ever eaten in.
Oh, yeah,
is
that one's really good.
right there in Frontierland of all places.
Oh wow.
Rancho
Okay.
something.
But it's a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
really good.
I'm sorry I brought
Yeah,
this
this
up.
was your fault.
Okay, so what is new tonight?
Do you ever go to that place where they do the show inside?
Golden Horseshoe?
Yeah, the Golden
Horseshoe.
Horseshoe.
Oh, it's so great. I love
that
it.
show's a good
It's
show.
so
It's a
great.
good show. It is a good show.
You guys get kickbacks?
No.
No.
These are, it's like
Disney's gross.
You're
It
like
just
addicts.
like infiltrates you.
And
It just makes you
especially like on a 100-degree day, you go if you can get a seat in that Golden Horseshoe.
get the ice cream nachos.
Stay in there for ice cream nachos. You would like
I
ice.
want to know more about
You would
that.
like ice cream
See?
nachos.
But first, let's talk about the farmers
Okay,
market.
back to farmers market.
Yeah, what is new today?
You could probably get ice cream nachos at farmers market. You just go get some chips from La Esquina and then, walk down to Cowboy Cookie and then you make it happen.
Have you been to La Esquina or had their chips? They make them homemade.
I've been
so
there.
good.
Their
So you can
salsas.
get giant nacho plate or burritos from them at the market.
I'm
So,
coming tonight.
Dang.
I was going to go last week because I
Solid.
wanted to get that
Boom.
fruit,
The cherry moya.
and it's probably gone now.
No, it'll be there tonight.
Okay, good.
Yeah, snag one. I keep meaning to make something for you guys and bring it back in. So I'll
It's
try to do that.
actually, we were having this discussion. It's one of the probably safer fruits to eat. Anything where the edible is on the inside,
Yes.
like an avocado,
Yeah.
a banana,
Yeah.
anything that's got a protected shell on it is the better
Safety
fruits
first.
to eat. And cherries and apples are horrible for you. We're hearing because
Depends on where you get them.
Yeah.
If you get
Well,
them
you
at the
gotta wash
market,
them.
though,
Just wash them. Just
you
but
gotta
like
wash
the
them.
market apples
Yeah.
are some of the best apples you can get. Like there's nothing worse than like getting an apple at like the grocery store and then washing it and you can kind of like feel the texture like rubbing off of it and you're like, oh,
The film, it's
What have they
waxy.
been- yeah.
That's
Don't do
pesticides,
that.
folks. Yeah, no, I mean
Get 'em
when
at
you
the market.
when you get it local at a market, they don't use all that stuff. So I think most people know that. But
super good. So you can get
Okay.
the cherry moyas and the avocados from Rigetti.
Okay.
2-in-1, one-stop shop.
nice.
What else we got? Rutabagas. How you feel about rutabagas?
I love rutabagas.
Really?
My grandma makes it. I brought this up before, haven't I? And she makes it almost like a mashed potato. She whips it up,
They're sweeter than a turnip,
butter
is what I hear.
and just salt and pepper, and it's kind of a off-white color, and it's really good.
I've never even heard of a rutabaga.
Rutabaga
Really?
is interesting.
Yeah.
I had
Look,
neither.
I have a photo for you. This is a rutabaga, and that's a turnip. Oh.
Yeah, rutabagas are great.
But they're like sweet potatoes. Do you like sweet
Are
potatoes?
they a derivative of the beet
They
family?
are a hybrid of a turnip and a cabbage.
Ooh,
They're of the
now I'm
cabbage family.
I love. I eat boiled cabbage like it's going extinct.
I don't, but I would eat a rutabaga.
It's really good. You want to try it? I've got some boiled
No.
cabbage soup in the fridge.
Oh my, that is
It's got
That is fun.
onions and garlic, and it's very good.
Delightful.
Rutabaga looks disgusting.
Okay, so we can get the
That's
rutabagas,
fine.
we can get the cherry moyas, we can get the avocados are fresh.
Rutabaga looks nothing like ice cream nachos. I will not be eating it.
Will there be a man in a skirts or a kilt
No
performing
kilts,
tonight?
but we will have the mobile escape room at Napomo, the Lockbox. Templeton High School will be back out performing more scenes from the Addams Family on Broad Street. Unpaved Roads will be performing on Choro Street. Bob and Dell on Morrow, and Gopher Bark on Osos.
What's the guy with 2 names? Dougie Doug?
Derek.
Derek.
So
Derek
close.
squared.
He'll be here April 11th.
Mark your calendars, folks.
Mark your calendars.
All right, good to see you, Whitney.
You too.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.